1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. Having Pallas in Aquarius says that basically your approach when it comes to negotiating and getting your way is one that is basically, it's not consistent. You don't have a consistent approach. And I think that's actually a good thing because everybody is different and you cannot approach everyone the same way. Another thing too with Aquarian energy is Aquarian energy suffers from being overlooked. So because Aquarian energy suffers from being overlooked, this might cause you to think that people are intentionally trying to get over on you or trying to pull a fast one, when that's not always the case. That doesn't have to be the case with everyone with Pallas in Aquarius or Pallas in the 11th house. But with Aquarian energy being overlooked and always being noticed for doing something wrong or maybe being sick or maybe doing a good deed, which happens later on in life, you realize that, okay, well, since I won't get recognized just from being me, I'll get recognized from doing good deeds for other people, which isn't always fair because you want to be recognized for being you, those who have strong Aquarius energy within their chart. So having Pallas here, basically your negotiation style and your way of being strategic is, first of all, you are already someone who has a massive amount of wisdom. And wisdom comes from experience. And having Saturn as your ruler, naturally, you are born with this old soul way of being naturally. And then also having Uranus as a ruler, basically Uranus energy has to do with higher mind, higher than even Jupiter, in the sense that, think of Mercury, which is a planet of communication, and the mind as a plane that flies in the sky. And that plane only goes so high. Where Uranus energy is a jet, so it's passing the plane and it's going straight up. So the Mercury, only goes so high. Uranus is going into space, into other realms and dimensions. So when it comes to you negotiating, depending on if you are able to tap into that higher side of yourself, you are able to just know things and negotiate in a way where basically, throw people off with either your way of communicating or what it is that you know. And at the same time too, Aquarian energy is a humanitarian type of energy. So with Aquarian being a humanitarian type of energy, be careful when it comes to negotiating, in the sense that, sometimes when we're dealing with, say, certain kind of people, and how would I put it? Say someone might touch your heart in a certain way. Say, for example, we see someone with a handicap. And because we see someone with a handicap, we now look at them a certain way, which isn't fair to them for us to look at them a certain way because of their handicap, where we don't give them a fair chance, in the sense that, what I mean a fair chance is, just because someone has a handicap doesn't mean they want a handout. You know what I mean? So with this placement, you might be negotiating with someone. And when I say negotiation, it doesn't have to be on some huge business level. It could just be as simple as, children negotiate. Let me play the game and you could do, and I'll let you do this. But with Aquarian's humanitarian side, and know what it's like being the underdog, because Aquarian energy is so used to being overlooked and the underdog, it's easy to sympathize with certain people. And because you sympathize with certain people, you basically give them the upper hand in a situation where maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe they didn't deserve that deal. Maybe they didn't deserve to get that thing for free, or they didn't deserve you exchanging your energy for whatever. So that's why it's important for us to pay attention sometimes to our shadow sides and our wounds, and how what we have been through and the things we have experienced can play a big part in the way we make decisions. And sometimes those decisions might go against our greater good. And because Aquarian energy is that humanitarian energy, and Aquarians make great humanitarians because they know what it feels like to be in a position of lack or overlooked or whatnot. A lot of the times Aquarians, the causes that Aquarians like to support or promote has to do with something that they themselves has been through. So with all that being said, that goes back to, you know, where what I say, we could easily project onto someone and see them in a lacking position and give them something that they should have worked hard for. So be careful that you don't shoot yourself in the leg with this position, where when it comes to negotiating, you know, you're giving away things that people don't deserve. Another thing to consider too when it comes to this placement is you rebelling for the sake of rebelling, because Aquarian energy likes to rebel, and a lot of the times rebel for the sake of rebelling. On the other hand, Aquarian energy will rebel because basically something just doesn't feel right and it refuses to be oppressed. And I support and I respect that, because that's where innovation is born. But when we rebel for the sake of rebelling, a lot of the times we miss out on opportunities. It's like I was talking to this client the other day, and she was going through something and she wanted to know my opinion, and she pushed for it. And I'm like, oh, you want to know my opinion? I said, I never tell you anything, because no matter what, you always, if I say blue, you'll say red. It's like you automatically rebel against everything that anyone says, and you don't even realize you're doing it. So because of that, I know that you're not receptive to hearing anything. And she laughed, and because she didn't even realize she was being that way. So in the process of negotiating, like, you might be rebelling and don't even know you're rebelling. So it's like, I might say, how about you do this? You know, how about we, you know, we're trying to come to an agreement in something. And even though the agreement that we're coming to might be what's best for everybody involved, you know, it might just be your nature to rebel against it just because, and don't even know why. So whenever you are having a debate or being strategic, and you and someone are trying to come to some kind of compromise or understanding, check yourself and find out if you are rebelling just for the sake of it, or are you rebelling because something just doesn't feel right to you. So Aquarian energy has to do with our ankles. And whenever Pallas is in Aquarius or the 11th house and our immune system is out of whack, you will experience challenges with your ankles. Saturn also is one of the rulers for Aquarius, and Saturn rules over the bones. So the bones is something that might also stand out. And you want to take in consideration the house that Aquarius is in, or the sign that's in the 11th house, to kind of put it together and see what happens when your immune system is out of whack. A big part of our immune system exists within our gut. So that means our digestion has everything to do with our immune system. And a lot of the times we eat to escape reality. And in the process of us eating to escape reality, our body is out of whack. Our health is out of whack, and our reality is out of whack because we're escaping it. You know, so if a lot of the times I myself learned things about my reality that I thought was perfectly fine through imbalances that happens within my body. So a lot of the times it's my body that helps me to wake up to my reality and realize that I need to make changes. So having Pallas in Aquarius or in the 11th house, you know, when the immune system is out of whack, it's going to show that your negotiation way you negotiate is out of whack, because, you know, you could experience challenges with the ankle, the bones, and things like that. You guys, have you subscribed to this channel already? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, why not? Why haven't you subscribed to this channel? Please don't rebel. Please subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. It would really support this channel. Like, there is no need to negotiate or go back and forth. Like, please support this channel, and please leave me a yellow heart in the comment box below to let me know that you are still here. I appreciate you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.